The New England colonies.
What was the main reason that the Puritans started their own Massachusetts colony?
The reason was to have a more pure religion.
Who led the Puritans from England to Massachusetts Bay in 1630?
John Winthrop.
Who was expelled from the Massachusetts colony in 1635 and why?
Roger Williams was expelled since he had wrong beliefs. He thought that the church in New England wasn't pure enough and that the government shouldn't tell people what religions they had.
What was the economic reason that most people settled in the Connecticut River Valley?
The geography and climate.
What was the major issue that caused King Philip's War?
The major issue that caused King Philip's War was colonization of native land that led to an uprising led by Metacomet, also known as King Philip, hence the name King Philip's War.
What was the main purpose of town meetings in New England colonies?
To include registered votes of people and the talk of their new laws.
The New England colonies have a representative government.
They elected people to public offices.
Why did whalers start going on longer whaling trips? Because all the whales near the coast had been hunted. Where did the triangular routes connect? England, New England, and Africa. In what ways were the Rhode Island and Massachusetts colonies different? The Massachusetts colony was one of the first founded, and it was founded for religious reasons. The Rhode Island colony was different. This was founded for economic reasons. How did the early slave trade affect Africa and English colonists? Well, the English colonists had to do less work, and there were slightly less people in Africa because they were being transported across the Atlantic Ocean to do work for the colonists. They were transported across the Atlantic Ocean in a ship called a slave ship, which had almost no room to move in. What were some responsibilities for colonial children? Planting various things at farms. What was the free market economic system? The free market economic system was where farmers and merchants could choose what goods they sold and how much money they sold the goods for. Now we're going to talk a little bit about what some of the colonies were called, who founded them, and the reason they were founded. Okay, so we're going to start with the Massachusetts Plymouth. You probably heard of Plymouth, because that's where the Pilgrims were. So this guy, he was essentially the leader of the Pilgrims, so they wanted religious freedom. Now, Massachusetts Bay. This was founded by a man named John Winthrop because he felt that the churches at England were not pure enough. So he made his own colony. Next, Connecticut. It was founded by a man named Thomas Hooker for religious and political reasons. New Hampshire, which was founded by David Thompson for farming and economic opportunities. Next, Rhode Island, which was founded by Roger Williams for religious and political reasons.